And I know there's quite a few um, things that most people aren't aware of, or when we see Buddhists with their outfits, a lot of people don't understand the philosophy and what Buddhism means and where it came from.
Okay. The Buddhism, Buddha in Sanskrit means awaken. It comes from the root Buddhi. What awaken? Awaken to law of universe and law of nature. Law means all things that exist in the world, universe, sky, stars, trees, animals, insects, human, wind, fire, everything we are seeing or unseen in this world. The law of universe, law of nature. It means all events that happen in the world. Summer is hot, winter is cold, rain, snow, the journey of birth and death. Whether you are educated or not, poor or rich, young or old, Buddhist, Christian, or any other belief system, something that we all experience. And there are truth and answers to issues that we all face and have a question about the reality of our nature. Why do some people win a lottery but not me? Why do some people experience horrible things in their life? Why are some people just born with a golden key that unlock whatever door they want? Answers to our own existence. Why I was born in my family, state, or country? Why do I enjoy certain food, color, interest when my siblings are not? Even grew up in same environment and same family. Why do I always face same dilemma in my life? Why I'm terrified certain things? Buddhism has all answers for those questions and solution for those problems. The Buddha uncovered these were not strictly his theories, but rather observation about natural laws or simple truth. And the invitation is open for anyone to question them or to verify them for themselves. That's why people said Buddhism is a law of simple truth. It's all about nature and the reality of nature. Not focus on how this world creates, how to get to heaven or avoid hell after we die. Good, bad, sin, sinner. There's no such things in Buddhism, and you do not have to make a monthly payment to enter the heaven. This moment has the potential to create both heaven and hellfire. It all depends on you. You are the master of your life. Everything depends on your shoulder. No one judges you as a sinner. No one sends you to heaven. No one calls event in your life. You are the one who creates everything in your life, and you are responsible for everything that happened in it. It's It's all about our present moment of life. Buddhism is a fundamental principle of both the universe and human existence. It's all about us and relate to our lives. Our existence encompass several aspects: happy, sad, pain, birth, and death. The focus is on the everyday reality that all encounter. That is the Buddhism.
Thank you for explaining that. Um, I heard a few things that were interesting. So you said in Buddhism we are responsible for our current life. So everything
Yes.
we do, everything that we experience falls on our shoulder.
Mhm.
So is that dharma? Like, is that?
Dharma is the Buddha's teaching, it's truth. You learn Buddha's teaching to see whether what where you come from, where you gonna go, what kind of karma you carry. Like I said, why I was born in this family, this state and country. That's the karma. Why I do like certain food and color. That's karma. Even though you have siblings and you grew up with your same parent, same environment, your parents didn't give you separate food. They didn't provide you a separate place to grow up. Just one big family. Eat same food, educate same, but you and your siblings, I'm 100% sure, are different.
Mhm.
And
That's
that is karma. And that's the one of Buddha's teaching and Dharma.
so we are each here to work through our karma or experience, and that's why our regardless who or where we grew up, we are responsible and we experience our own unique life and experiences.
Yes, yes, yes.
So we'll go to the little bit back. Who is Buddha? Who was Buddha?
All of us desire peace and harmony. We all want to happy, like birthright. Even there is a song, you are born to be happy. However, we are constantly confronted with challenges and difficulties. We all endure more suffering than enjoyment. Suffering means here it's not like torture or torment. When you have to smile and eat food with people that you hate, that's a suffer.
Yeah.
When you want to have a new iPhone so bad, but you cannot afford it, that's a suffer. When your loving ones leave you, that's a suffer. In your mind, you are young, beautiful, and healthy, but you have wrinkles and spots on your skin, and you have a more vegetation to doctor's office than dance club. That's a suffer. You may say then, oh, the whole our life is a suffer. Isn't it obvious?
Mm.
Yes.
So it's challenge, kind of like challenge. These are everyday challenges. The stuff.
Everyday challenges, every day we experience the suffering, unsatisfied, unpleasant, things that we want, we don't get. 26 centuries ago, a man decided to investigate this problem. the problem of human suffering, why we suffer, why we never satisfied, what is the root problem, what caused us to suffer, is there any way that we can get out of the suffer? After years of searching and practice, he discovered a way to get inside into the reality of his own nature and to experience true freedom from suffering. That was Buddha. Buddha was born as a simple human being, like all of us, and experienced human suffering and worry, inspired to find answers for humanism, practice, and attain enlightenment. The Buddha was the only enlightenment being who did not declare to be anything more than a simple human being. Other supreme beings were either God or directly inspired by the God. But Buddha was a human being who claimed no divine or supernatural inspiration. Why do you think that it's important?
I think it's important because we can relate to him, you know.
Yes, yes,
Because if he was able to accomplish enlightenment, that means we have the same chance.
yes, exactly. He proved all his realization, attainment, and achievement to human effort. I did it as a simple human being like you. You can have the same experience and realization that I experience. You can attain supreme enlightenment like me. Anyone has ability to become a Buddha if they want to and work hard enough because we all have a Buddha nature. That's why Buddhist people prostrate in front of Buddha statues. And some people believe that Buddhism is all about just worshiping statue. But that's not true. Uh, Buddhists respect Buddha statue by prostrating in front of them as a reminder of the peaceful solution that he provides through compassion. And also remind themselves that we can all become a Buddha as well. The Buddha was seeking out answers to our own existence and obtain ultimate peace, discover way to liberate from suffering, and show us the path to live and die with perfect freedom and peace, and the way to discover who we really are. That was the Buddha.
That's a good explanation. Thank you so much. Um, some of I listened to the story of the Buddha and that he was the son of a king. And some of the story is that the king, his mother died when he was really young, so his dad didn't want him to suffer. So for the first, I think 17, 18 years of his life, he only was exposed to beauty and fun, excitement, parties, amazing food. And tell us a little bit more of why that experience of him, and then he finally, when he went out and he just saw suffering, old age, and illness, then he decided after that to go on his own. He left the kingdom and he went to explore. Tell us why, what led him. Like, what do you think? Is that like, how is it similar to our path as human beings?
Yes, the Buddha story It could be just a story, but there is a lot of meaning in there. If you really listen and feel in your heart, it's just not story. It give you so much lesson in there. First, when he was born, his mother passed away. Losing mother for every child is the hardest thing in the world and miserable things in the world. And he experienced it. And he has someone say that he could be great king or he could be holy man. And his father didn't want him to be a holy man, spiritual practitioner. He just want him to be a king and go on because someone said, oh, if he become a king, he could conquer every world. But Buddha was just deluded with all the pleasure in the world. And that's what we do actually. We're only seeking for pleasure and we don't see the suffering. But as soon as he went out and see the reality, he saw age, old people, and he didn't understand what it was. And what is it? And then there is a attendant said, oh, we all get old. You're gonna get old, your father gonna get old. We all gonna get old. And after you have aging, you're gonna have illness. And after that, he saw the corpse, and that's the end of our life. And he saw the misery after misery, and he find it. That's all we face. Looks like we all suffer, but we are just living. How can we getting out of this suffering? It's not that we're not gonna stop dying, we're not gonna stop illness, but how we could be okay with all those problems. I see many people spend so much money on their surgery, cosmetic surgery. After they have wrinkle surgery, after that they do this toning skin. No matter what you do, we cannot stop the time. So how can we be okay with it and accept with it and have more peace in our life instead of, oh, I see more wrinkles on my skin, I have to go to the surgery, plastic surgery again. Instead of that, how you can be just to be okay and peace and accept the reality and have a more peace in your mind. The story telling you that have inner peace regardless what happened in your life. With that peace, we could have it. That's what the Buddha found. The way to achieve perfect freedom from suffering and peace.
Very nice. That's a wonderful explanation. Thank you so much. So the question I have now is, what is Buddhism primary message and how can it help us in our daily lives?
The Buddha said, we all suffer. Life is cycle of suffering and rebirth. But there is a cause of suffering and a way to liberate from suffering. Again, suffering means here is not like torture or severe pain and hardship. The suffering of not getting what we want, the suffering of being connected with people that people and things that we hate.
Or that hurt us.
Yes, everybody, we all experience it.
Yeah.
The suffering of being separated from people and things that we love, unsatisfied with our life, suffering of aging, illness, and death. Suffering is just the unpleasant happening we go through on a daily basis. Even little kid want to have 5 candies and play at the park all day long, but they only get one candy and they have to leave the park after 1 hour or so. I heard them cry every day because our center is right next to the park.
Yeah.
And that is a suffer too. Buddha said, we suffer because of our ignorance.
Mm.
Ignorance of oneself, ignorance of the world, ignorance of life, ignorance of nature, and ignorance of reality.
Mm.
Because we have ignorance, we don't see reality of ourselves. We create false self, small I, the ego. That's not true self. That's false self. I don't have enough love. I'm lonely. I cannot do this. My thoughts are right. People don't understand me. My belief is right, so I have a right to do this. People hate me, love me. I'm smart or dumb. Create insecurity, fear, doubt, low self esteem, self centered, arrogance, stubborn, anxiety, greed, hate, proud, distorted view of oneself and surrounding oneself that destroys from the inside out and cause us suffer endlessly. Buddha show us the way to break the ignorance to see who we really are. Do you want to discover who you really are? Do you aware that there is a suffering? Here's the path. That's why Buddhism can apply every case in our daily life. When you have a problem with your people around you, friends or family, co-workers, you can apply. When you lose your loving ones, pass it away, you can apply. You have challenges in your life, hardship, you can apply. Regardless any society, any race and belief. For that reason, some people say that the Buddhism is not a religion; it's a way of life.
Mm.
No matter what your background, whether Jesus, Mohammed, Krishna, other system of belief, and even scientists like Albert Einstein, deeply inspired by his teaching
Mm.
because it speaks to the heart with the compassion and enrich your life with wisdom. How the Buddhism help you in daily life? Because of a profound inner wisdom, you will live your life more peacefully with a great emotional balance and harmony. You will make less mistake in your lives and prevent conflicts and troubles. You will become more self-aware, manage your emotions, and think clearly. Before you point to anybody else when something goes wrong, you realize that you are the one who responsible for everything happen in your life. So you are more proactive, taking charges of your life and choices. Why you're born in this country, born in your family, why you choose this kind of career, connection with the people, why I married to this guy or girl, anything, whatever, whether it's pleasant or not, you can find every answers about you. You will know where you come from and where you go. When you face it with the challenges, you will make wise, better decision with large perspective, clear view of reality, and flexibility of mind. You have less pain in your life, so more peace in your mind, less problems in your life, so more success in your life. Did you say what's the primary message in Buddhism?
Yes.
Buddha said, we all can become a Buddha if
Mm,
we want to and work hard enough. Why you want to be a Buddha? Why it's important?
mm,
Why Buddha said we all become a Buddha? Why do I have to be a Buddha? When you become a Buddha, you discover all answers from the galaxy to Earth. You discover all the secrets of this world and yourself. All facts that we cannot learn at the school or elsewhere. You comprehend how the entire world works, how all the nature works, how the earth functions, and how human function. That is that's why that becoming a awakened one is essential because you realize everything. Therefore, you no longer suffer. We all have potential to become a Buddha. If you discover true yourself, then you can see the Buddha. That's the primary message from the Buddha. You discover yourself, who you really are, then you find the Buddha, and you can be a Buddha.
wow, good answer. So, I have a lot of questions from that. So you're saying we can become Buddha, and when we become Buddha, it's when we discover laws of nature, like how the world works. Can you tell us one or two examples of some of the kind of the ones that we know, the laws of nature that like the cause and effect and things like that, some of the examples of things um that we learn through Buddhism that one can expect to learn? Is it through meditation or
Oh, how you can practice the Buddhism, you mean? Or how do you learn the Buddhism?
yes,
Oh,
both
I
of
see.
yeah.
Okay. Well, you don't have to read like 300 pages book to practice Buddhism. If you can, that's great, but one simple teaching you can practice. Like you heard suffering today. And then you can say, why she keep talking about suffering? Why do I suffer? Contemplate and meditate on that. Meditation is not just sitting lotus pose beautifully with the nice music. When you drive, eat, work, or talk, be aware of how many unpleasant events happen. Then you begin to notice suffering in your own life as well as in others. When a pleasant event happens, observe how long it lasts until you begin to feel all of the temporal emotions. Observe your thoughts and behaviors when attempting to achieve your goals or obtain momentary gratification. We occasionally still fight, lie, or cheat to fill our pocket, but you wouldn't do such despicable things if you truly knew who you were. what you stood for, and how valuable you are. My master always said that if you don't offer financially, emotionally, or physically to others, you haven't practiced anything that day. You ruin the day. At night, you must be shamed. You must either give up your money or support or assist people emotionally or physically, else you will waste the entire day. Buddhism is not a knowledge or information, it's heart practice. You have to polish and purify your heart with compassion, generosity, discipline, patience, and wisdom in every moment in actual daily life. And that is the Buddhism practice. And how do you know whether you are practiced in right way or not? Your surrounding and yourself gonna tell you. You gonna have more people around you with respect your opinion, and you will have more peace, and you begin to see that things that it bothers you, it doesn't bother you anytime anymore. um, Many times this satisfied fact no longer upset you and are not even an issue, and plenty of reasons your problems are no longer as bothersome. Your ex-husband married to the most beautiful, rich girl in the world. It doesn't bother you.
Mm.
You don't get new iPhone, but you don't get the iPhone and you don't bother. You make fewer mistakes and make better decisions because you have a clear perspective. But if you practice Buddhism, yet are not in harmony with your family, friends, coworkers, you still have many issues with them. You think it's their fault. You are lonely and people are not interested in Buddhism. Rather, they despise Buddhism because you practice it. You are doing something very wrong. You are not practicing Buddhism in the correct way. If you cannot help any others, don't hurt anybody. That's why you need wisdom to see, not selfish. I'm doing this. Does it help? If I cannot help, I don't want to hurt. At least not hurting. We all have a basic moral sense that if I do this, this is selfish behavior or not. And if you can find the right advice and guidance, it will assist you to going down to the wrong path. But you must put your heart into it. There is well-known Zen story. There is a man goes to the great Zen master to learn, and the Zen master didn't say anything, just pouring a tea in the cup. He poured so much that it overflowed the cup and spread all over the table. And the man said it was like embarrassing and say, tea is overflowing. Why don't you stop pouring? The master said, this is you. You have full of your thoughts that there is no space for my teaching. Go empty yourself and come back. I practice my way. I think compassion means this. I think generous means this. I pray. That's my practice. I meditate. I'm a vegetarian. I go to temples. Nothing to do with the Buddhism practice. The only true path is in Buddhism are the Buddha's teaching and the Buddha's way. There is no such things as the my way, my thought, or your thought. If you visit some places and then someone said, I'm a Buddhist master, I found the way to enlighten. I found a way to reduce your suffering. That's not a Buddhism. I consider them fake guru. Only teacher is Buddha. Only way to get out of the suffering is the Buddha way. But it promises that moment you walk on Buddha's way, you will have less suffering. And that's the you practice and you kind of know how am I practicing right way or not. Your surrounding and yourself gonna tell you you have a more peace. You don't have a bothersome that much.
Thank you. So have only 10 minutes left. So I have a couple of questions from the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And I will repeat that. In the last 5 minutes, I want to keep for the prayer for everybody who's watching.
Sure, yes.
So I have 3 questions. I'll read all of them, and then you answer whichever makes more sense. For gives us for time wise. Just because it says we want, should we get? And then another question: do women hold the same status as men in the religion of Buddhism? And then how long does someone has to study this Buddhism?
The first question was what was it?
First question is, just because we want something, should we get it?
If you want
Like you
something,
said, the iPhone example, like I want this iPhone, but I can't afford it. Just
if
because we
you
want it, should we get it? Like in terms of Buddhism, that was the question.
if you can afford it, why don't you get it? That's not a sin. But if you cannot afford it and you wanna thinking about how I get the iPhone, should I steal it? Should I ask my mom? And if your mom pay for it and she's happy to do it, why not? But what it's saying is you don't do it wrong way. Ask your heart. Okay, I know I can manipulate my boyfriend to get me iPhone.
That's not a good way, right?
That's not the way, isn't it? We
Yeah.
all know that. We know all basic moral sense. You ask your heart. When you sleep, ask your heart. Did I manipulate anyone? Did I lie to anyone? Did I steal anyone's? Did I hurt anybody to get what I want? iPhone, it's great to have it, but is it really worth it? If you truly know who you are, you wouldn't do such because you are so precious, so valuable person that you wouldn't do such things.
Yeah.
Ask your value. Am I that much cheap person to get iPhone, lie, fight, steal, manipulate? Ask your heart. And if your heart says yes, then I don't have anything to say to you.
So
That's your
basically, it doesn't make us a better person. We are already kind of like Christianity believes we are born in the image of God. We are already perfect because Patricia says the same thing, almost like in Buddhism. We are already perfect human beings. So that it's not going to make me a better person if I buy this or not. Having this, even if I really, really want it and I can't afford it, doesn't mean like by having it, I'm going to improve as a human being.
Oh
Whether,
no,
yeah, whether I have
materially,
it or not, it doesn't matter.
materially you may be more rich, but sometimes I see people they have a very expensive car and very brand on their clothing and bag. I hope their mental is that much expensive,
Mm,
luxury in their mind. But a lot of time, sometimes some people they're looked down. Some people because they are rich. If
yeah.
you are really rich in your mind, you will have more generous and kindness. And second question was woman in same equal
Yeah, in the
in
Buddhism, are they
Buddhism.
equal to the men?
Absolutely, absolutely. All sentient beings equal. No discrimination whatsoever. We all have a Buddha nature, even insect. Even I I hate rat actually. I'm so afraid of rats. Even rats have a human, I mean Buddha nature.
Right.
And last question was
Let me see. Last question. How long do we have to study Buddhism?
Buddhism is a long journey. It's not 1 day, 2 day, 1 month, 1 year, 2 years. Depend on your karma. You may aware a lot more things quicker than others. It really depends. But it's a long journey, whether you have a good karma or not. But important thing is you put your heart into it. You have to be serious. It's
Yeah.
not pleasure to do. Oh, let me see. What is Buddhism? Okay, meditation. Let me see what's meditation.
Mm,
It has to catch you. When it catch you and it does something for you. But if it doesn't and you just wanna not serious and it doesn't do anything, don't waste of your time. But you are serious. I really wanna know who I am really and why the so many people say Buddhism help you. I wanna alert my life and wanna achieve my inner peace. And one thing that I wanna say everybody that we are currently living in high unstable environment. Global warming is rapid, changing our daily lives, boosting our living cost. Fraud and crime might become more advanced, and we are become more self-sufficient as well because we all strive for surviving. It's difficult to trust to one other anyone, even family members. I'm asking all viewers for some mental protection. We can go to gym and work out to strengthen our body, but how can we prepare your mind when a crisis strike? It doesn't have to be Buddhism. I got great help, and it's just something that I cannot even put it in the word, but I hope everyone finds a way to train their mind in order to stay healthy and live with greater peace and control over their mind. I always believe human being must be born twice. Once from own mother and second from our own existence. It's never late to ask yourself, am I ready to alter my life and my inner self? And every moment and every breath, which should be renewed and renewed and renewed and again. Buddhism is a personal task, and practice is a way to encounter within your own heart and mind. But anything what Buddha found, we can find. And we all have potential to become a Buddha.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So we are almost at the end of the show. We have only like 3 or 4 minutes, almost done with 50 minutes. So I want to say that you have a group, a Facebook group called The Way, correct?
Yes, yes.
And how do you often do you guys meet? Is it the live events or you leave messages for each other? How does that work?
We leave a message to each other. Whoever follow our Facebook, we send our online teaching schedules, and that's how we work.
Okay. And you have a YouTube channel called.
Yes, we had it before, and we completely reformed the YouTube channel, and we're gonna start with the Discover Yourself project. It's so called. So we're preparing, teaching one by one, and hope that you guys can enjoy, and it will hope that it helps.
Thank you so much for joining me. And before we end the show, I want to give you the floor for the final thoughts and prayers for the viewers.
Yes, thank you so much for inviting me here, and I really appreciate. And I always ending with my prayer, and I like to share with all of you. I am from a nation of compassion. My race is a simply human being. My purpose of life is to keep this home, so called Mother Earth, clean, with mind of intelligence and heart of generosity. Eyes, those have ability to see origin of beauty. Ear, to hear sound of universe. Gut, they can sacrifice life itself to save only home, earth, that human being can live on it to practice awaken, live in Dharma way, and be enlightened. Thank you very much. I
Thank,
really appreciate and hope it helped.
thank you so much. That was very enlightening and very powerful. And I really always enjoy your teachings. And I hope to have you on again in the future so we can learn more about Buddhism, the eight um, the I'm forgetting my words. uh, I've studied it, but now I'm I'm forgetting. Yeah.
Suffering, you mean? Are you
Yes.
talking about suffering?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much having me here. It was great to see you again. Thank you.
You too. Stay on. We're gonna end the show and we're gonna talk to the engineer.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Thank you for the viewers of Anahita TV. I hope you enjoyed this session, and if you enjoyed this, tune in for the future, and we will definitely have my friend Jung back in here. Thank you.